Hey, what's going on, you guys? What's going on? It is your girl, Priest, Sexy Driver the Brand, aka Stoner Sis, and guess what, Assassin family? Your girl is back. And yes, I know I've been MIA, but y'all, I thank y'all so much for still showing up, still showing the love, still showing support, liking the videos. I know I've been MIA, I know probably like a month and a couple of weeks, but I am back. I've already did another video explaining why it's over here on my YouTube channel. The description will be below if you want to know why I've been MIA. But yeah, we are finna get back into Love and Hip Hop Miami, episode 11, season 6, which is called Certified Hater. And baby, we are still picking up from where we last picked off it, which is with Shay's event that she was hosting. And baby, Amara and Flo are still going back and forth, honey, having a heated word exchange. Y'all, they got my tongue tied how much they going back and forth. And baby, the comments and the statements that are being used and said, baby, is so much in the jugular and in the uppercuts, like whop, whop. The girls is not playing. They is coming for basically blood. It would look like, and then our girl Shay gets up, she interrupts it, she stops it, she's like, wait, whoa. This is not what this event is about. This is not what this event is for. What are we doing? This is not what we finna do. This is not what we finna do. We finna actually have our girl Ching Diamond perform and, get back to what the event was about. Positivity, womanhood, sisterhood, sticking together. Sheen gets the mic, and Sheen says she finna everything that she finna let it, be known that she there for her girl Zoe, and baby, she finna do her big one on the mic, pretty much. And Sheen gets on this mic, y'all. Ain't no, and it's fucking with me, okay, and it's giving very high energy, very much so, girl. You feel what I'm putting out, and you see Amara in the back getting down, just shaking, got the girls jiggling. I'm like, yes, Amara, you better cut up. Girl, you better have the time of your life at this tea party after this heated argument with Flo. And baby, after Ching gets through performing, she then goes straight for Shay, and she let Shay know that she got to check her, for coming to her homegirl Zoe and having a problem with bigger women and an issue, period. And she's supposed to be about power, woman, sisterhood. And baby, Shay says, y'all thank y'all for attending the event. I'm so sorry for everything that happened earlier. And Shay walks out. Shay's like, I'm not doing this. I don't even know this girl. I got you to perform in my event, and now you going off on me. It seems really, really crazy, but honestly, baby, it's just a lot of this happening right now at this tea party, and it's going down. Baby, after Shay has left, everyone gets up and leave. We see our girl Amara walking outside, and let me see something. Amara is toting, baby. Miss Amara has got that thing shaking on though, okay, in this white dress. And she sees Shay in the car. She stops. She talks to Shay. And, Shay apologized to her everything that happened on the inside. But then Amara asks Shay to go back in and talk to Ching, because guess what? Same way she just talked to Flo, she says she needs to go hear Ching out. And Shay says, you know what? Because you're asking me, Amara, I'm going to go back in. And we see Shay go back in. And Ching is already sitting down. And baby, Ching is ready to go ahead and get into it. And they actually do get into why everything has occurred and happened. And Shay lets Ching know, like, she don't know the whole story. She don't understand everything that happened and occurred and it went on. And, she's only hearing one side. And she understands that, Ching is Zoe's friend and that she's riding for Zoe, but she says she doesn't have a problem with anyone, and she just wants to move past this and get this over with. And while they're talking, Shay actually offers Ching a position to model or be a brand ambassador for her tea. And baby, I said, okay now. That's what it's about, getting the girls together, working together. And honey, they in and they talk, and they actually setting up something for Ching to be the mediator for Shay and Zoe. I love that. So y'all, as we get into our next scene, it is our girl Trina, and she is in the studio doing her audio for her book, The Baddest, which is out right now, and I'm going to put it in the video somewhere so you guys can go and purchase it, copy or copy on Amazon or anywhere you get your reading publications. And while Trina is in the studio, baby, we see she is in there with her husband Swerve. Not only Swerve, but her cousin Joy and her brother. And baby, Trina's looking good. Baby, like the baddest always do. She giving her man, you know, the kisses on her face. And Joy like, okay, girl, enough. And Trina sits down and she lets Joy know and her brother know that, you know, her and Swerve are having an event, and it's a couples event. It is going to be the premiere of their music video that they have out, and of their single On You. And I'm going to put the video somewhere in here so you guys can come up here to YouTube. You can watch it, check the song out, and let Trina know, hi, support. Okay. But y'all, you know, while they're talking and having conversation and talking about the event, Trina then says, you know, questions asked. Trina's like, you know what, babe, I'm finna go and get back in the studio. I'm finna get back to my real coin, my real bag. Period, boo. Not saying that, you know, all her coins are not the real coins, but this the real coin, babe. I'm in the booth. Y'all see me working. Boom. Not just Love and Hip Hop, BM, which I love you, Love and Hip Hop, but y'all know Trina coins come from the music, period. So y'all, like I was saying, we in the studio, and you know, Joyce opens up the conversation with, like, you know, everything that's been going on about what's been happening and what's been occurring around in the city, and about how Hot Topic has came down to her spot that she hosts in Miami, you know, trying to run down on her, basically trying to say everybody's kind of turned against her, they all acting funny with her, and she's more so trying to say it's Bobby's fault why everything has occurred and has been happening. And as we see while they're talking and having this conversation, you know, Swerve says, if you for him, thank you. If you're not for him, yeah. And honestly, I mean, when you're in a relationship and all these people are just coming and everyone has their opinions and things coming out the woodworks, I would probably have the same attitude too. And, you know, Trina's brother suggests that they all sit down, they do a meetup, a mediation. He kind of does a mediation for Hot Topic and Swerve, because, you know, Swerve is his brother-in-law. Hot Topic he has known since she has been around Trina, and I think it's just a great balance that we get to see that, you know, we're gonna hear everybody's side, we're gonna hear everybody's perspective, and we're gonna always have someone to be there to be the voice of reason when everything else is going crazy. And I'm really loving it, and that we're getting to see that. So y'all, we go from that scene to the next scene, and baby, we are at Trick's home, and it is Trick playing dominoes with the twins and his son Jay. Baby, Trick says, you know, it was fun at one point in time having all these young people in the house, but Trick's like, now, baby, they need to be doing something. They need to go. They got to go. He's like, the twins don't understand how badly they have messed up their opportunity in the studio with Derek, because, you know, he really pulled the strings to get them there because they weren't being focused. And he also is talking to his son Jay, trying to figure out, you know, what is Jay going to do now since he has graduated from college, you know, and getting serious about his life path and choices and decision. And honestly, you can tell Trick's heart is in the right place. He just wants to see everyone, you know, do well, do good, and he wants them to get serious. And I think with this talk he's giving them at the table, while they're playing, it's kind of opening their eyes and ears to the seriousness of the situation. And, you know, I appreciate that. So, And then we see Trick go in the kitchen, and one of the twins come in, and they start to have conversation while Trick is making dinner. Let me tell you something. Trick throws down. You can tell. If y'all are not subscribed to Trick's YouTube channel, come over and subscribe. I'm gonna go get it, put it somewhere so y'all can go over and subscribe to Trick's channel. And then we see the other twin in the bed with her man Jay. And you know, she knows Trina's event is coming up, and she's asking him if, you know, they should pop out together as a couple publicly. And I find it so interesting that, you know, she's ready to come and pop out to the world and let the world know, you know, this is my man, we together, bang, bang, boom. And Trick's son Jay is like, that's not what he's trying to do right now. That's not what he's on. You know, what they got going on is cool. Why should they have to make it like a public thing at a party? And he's like, he thinks that she might want something more serious. Right now, he just want to have fun. He ain't trying to do that. He's just trying to live his life. Interesting. But, you know, they're young, so I hope Jay and the twin can work things out, and they can actually get on one accord and one path and come out publicly as a couple if they decide to, or whichever way they decide to go in their relationship. So then, y'all, we get into our next scene, and it is our girl Zoe. And our girl Zoe is at the gym, at the boxing gym, you know, getting them things together, getting them wop together. And of course, she's meeting up with our girl Ching Diamond. And baby, when I say the girls is looking good, you know, I'm happy to see the girls together. Ching says, you know, she's coming because Zoe is her only friend in Miami, and you know she had to talk to Zoe and let Zoe know what happened at the event, what went down, how she was ride or die for her girl, but also how Zoe did not give her all of the information and the full backstory, so she's got to kind of see what's what. And then, you know, our girl Zoe gets out of the ring. She sits down with Ching. And, you know, the ladies get to talking about, you know, the relationships and what's going on and everything that has been happening, like with Zoe and her fiance, Ching and her man being incarcerated and getting a little bit more time. But it then gets from about the relationship to the event, and Zoe was like, girl, so what happened? What happened? What went down? And Zoe is gagging because Ching is telling her, you know, girl, you know, I was performing, I was doing my thing, and she was up in the back dancing. I'm like, girl, I'm talking about you in the song. And then she's like, I see Amara was living, Amara was getting down. And, you know, she was like, you know, before that happened, Flo and Amara was going back and forth in the comments and the statements. And then it just, you know, kind of broke up everything. And she's like, when I confronted Shay left out, she came back in. We had a conversation. And then Ching asked Zoe, she was like, why you didn't tell me that your sister lied and faked a pregnancy? You kind of see me in a situation blindly. To take up for you, and if I hadn't known all the facts, you know, I would have had a different, you know, still same energy, but I would have went at it differently. And then she also shares that Shay asked her to be a brand ambassador, and you know, Zoe wasn't really pleased about that. She was like, girl, what? And Ching also brings up to Zoe about, you know, mediating a conversation between her and Shay. And I'm gonna tell you something. Our girl Zoe is not for it. She is not pleased about this. She was like, girl, wait, what you want me to do? What? You want me to meet up with her and have a conversation with her, talk to her? Yeah, because that's what it kind of seems like needs to happen and go on from what I'm reading in the room and in the situation. And, you know, only thing we can do is hope for the best, y'all. That's all I can say. We can just hope for the best. So then we into our next scene. And baby, it is our girl, So Unique, and she is shooting a music video with So Unique is a rapper. And baby, I mean, the girls look good. The body's bodying. And our girl Joyce is here, of course, to support So Unique. And also, you know, just talk to her and catch up with her since, you know, she knows her and Trick have broken up and they had a whole fallout on social media. Baby, it's finna be the tease. Do you hear me? So, Joy and So Unique, they go sit down, and Joy tells So Unique that she's so proud of her and she sees how serious she is about her dreams and her visions. And, you know, she's like, she didn't know she was like really like this into it. And So Unique shares and says, yeah, I've always, you know, wanted to be a rapper. Everybody's always told me I've had the bars and the words, so I finally put my mouth behind the money, period. And, you know, as they're having a conversation, you know, of course they talk about So Unique's relationship with Trick and everything that just has happened, and she, you know, gave to Trick and poured into Trick, and why he is just, you know, doing what he's doing. And Joyce tells her, well, you know, you did what you could do. You were in a relationship. You gave the best love you could give. You showed up the best way you could, and you know, hey, it's okay. And then Joyce says, and when me and you met up, it kind of looked like you was trying to get with me. And I was like, oh, the girls. I said, oh, the girls giving tea. The girls giving, we gonna try this thing out. I mean, Joyce does share that, you know, she's not closing herself off to love at any chance or opportunity. And, you know, So Unique is attractive. I mean, So Unique finds Joy attractive, which you can tell. So I think whatever should unfold in this situation, I think it's going to be very juicy. I think it's going to be very telling. And I think it's just going to give love is love, love is love, and we finna do this. And cheers to that. So y'all, as we enter our next scene, it is Trina Brothers Snoop. And it's time for the mediation, y'all. He is meeting up with Hot Topic and Swerve for everyone to talk and have a conversation and to finally end all the back and forth and the misunderstanding. And we finna hear what's really going on, what's really happening. And you know, Swerve walks up and he speaks to Snoop and Hot Topic. And pretty much y'all, they sit down at this table and they get right into it. And you know, Hot Topic expresses her feelings to Swerve about, you know, why she feels the way she feels, and she's not understanding why she's being treated differently. Because, you know, she's not hating on her friend, she's not hating on her marriage. She's like, I'm being protective. I'm looking out for my friend. And Swerve is like, well, if your friend is interested in me, why are you not interested in me? And like, why are you questioning me? Because guess what? We're happy. We're in a relationship. You should be happy for her and us. And you know, I think it's very interesting to see them finally actually have an opportunity to talk to one another and actually have this conversation. And, you know, a lot of things are being said and shared. And I feel as though we are seeing something that could be just a turn of tables and events and things that could be issues. And then Swerve does ask Hot Topic, like, what was her point of meeting up with someone from his past, trying to come into his life now, into his present now, and like, if she was being a real friend of Trina, why would she do that? And then Hot Topic says that, you know, it really wasn't her. it was Bobby that brought information to her, and you know, everybody should be questioning him because she didn't do any. Anyway, it's just a bunch of, if you ask me, it's now we playing this person, that person, this person. When y'all, if you've been watching Love and Hip Hop Miami, y'all know who gave Bobby this tea. Y'all know like how this really got started. But I guess right now, since we are on the certified hater episode, I guess we gonna find out who the certified hater is, cause it's giving very well, y'all, as we get ready to go into our next scene, and it is our girl Ching Diamond at her ambassador shoot for Shay and Baby selling the detox tea, and they couldn't up having fun, posing, and you know, Shay is, you know, hyping Ching up, and then baby we see our girl Zoe walking up, coming up, and she's like, hello mother, hello mother, hello mother. And you know, we see energy kind of changes, but we also get the ladies to sit down at the table, and you know, Ching is doing what she is supposed to do, which is mediate. You know, she's telling both the ladies that they don't really have a problem with one another. It's just a miscommunication, and you know, both ladies are willing to apologize if there is an apology that is needed from both ladies on both parts. And you know, after Ching says her piece, Shay jumps into, you know, what happened, why she felt the way she felt, why she was speaking and doing the things that she was doing. And honestly, I like the fact that Shay is, you know, I'm gonna be very honest, I'm gonna be very vocal about that. Appreciate that. And then we see Zoe also share her part and express her feelings as well. And you know, the ladies are both starting to get back and forth and get loud with one another. And Ching even tries to intercept on this while the ladies are going back and forth. And you know, both ladies are standing their grounds, and you have to respect them, because guess what? They both feel strongly about something, and they're just like, nope, not me. I ain't budging. I ain't moving. Nope. And I can respect that, because, you know, when you feel strongly about something, you just gotta stand on it. But also, too, if you both know that, you know, we've never had a problem with each other, why can't we have a conversation? Why can't we apologize and kind of move things along? We don't really have an issue. And I think Ching being there helps both of the ladies realize this as they are talking and speaking. And, you know, we see both ladies give an apology, and they give a hug, and it is just a very beautiful moment. And I'm glad that Ching was there to solidify this conversation, this moment. And then, baby, we get into our next scene, y'all, and it's our girl Amara, and she is getting ready for her big upcoming performance. And baby, she's in the studio working it out, baby, performing, doing her big one, doing her performance. I'm telling you, she giving it up on the girls while she's practicing with her mic. Baby, her dancers are getting it. Come on, Amara Negra. Come on, Amara Negra. Come on. And while she's in rehearsal, Amara's phone is blowing up, and baby, it is her baby daddy, Alan. And Amara goes outside, you know, to see what's up. Because they need to, she said they do need to have a conversation. And, you know, they finna go talk. They finna catch up. They finna chat. Because, you know, Amara said she felt very disrespected by what Flo said about her children to her at Shay's event. And, you know, she wants to ask Alan, Like, why you running your mouth about me to people who you know don't care about me, who you know don't like me, who you know got a problem, an issue with me? Like, she's like, you basically giving them ammunition to thought at me. And honestly, y'all, I can see why, she would feel some type of way. Because whatever we got going on should stay between us. It shouldn't be in the person who you dating's mouth. Somebody, I'm saying, if like they ain't been here like longer than a year, 2 years, they shouldn't have nothing to say about me. They shouldn't know this information, these things, these details of our intimate relationship or whatever our relationship is. Yes, I understand you want to talk to someone about it, but not someone that is, obviously not fun to me. And I see where Mara's coming from, and she's talking to Alan and telling Alan is that Alan, he's not arguing with her. He's very much so being receptive to what she's saying. And he also shares that he's going to have a conversation with Flo about what was stated and what was said. And I appreciate Marlon for that, because guess what? That takes a real man to do. Like, you done messed up, and you gotta go clean up what you done messed up. So get to it, baby daddy. Get to it. Do what you need to do. And I like the fact that Amara is not like going crazy. She's just giving it to him like in the truth. So y'all, we are now entering our next scene, and we are here at Trina and Swerve's event for the premiere of their music video, baby, in the couples event. And baby, everybody is showing up. It looks nice, baby. We got the lights, we got the colors. I'm telling you, one thing I can give Love and Hip Hop Miami, when it's time to throw an event, it's time to throw an event, baby. Bobby's there, Snoop's there, the twins there. It's just giving, we here to spread the love, share the love. Bobby comes in, he speaks to Trina, he speaks to Swerve. And, Trina shares that she is a little disappointed to hear everything that's been going on, everybody that has been having an issue with her relationship, and hearing that Bobby is the reason why everything has been going crazy and been going wild. And then after that, we see Bobby hug Zoe, and we see everybody, going around the room speaking. We see the twins there, they looking good at the party. And then, baby, next thing y'all know, our girl Joyce walks in with So Unique, baby. They is holding hands, and everybody's just looking like, you just see eyes wondering. And Trick is in the corner. Trick is like, I know they is not for real. I know they got to be playing. Trick's like, Joy is too smart for this. Joy, I know you ain't falling for this. And baby, it is wild. And then we see Trick calls Bobby over, and Trick starts asking Bobby, so is they for real? Is they serious? What they doing? What they playing against me? What's going on, Bobby? Like, what's happening? And Bobby's basically like, I don't really know. I'm kind of caught off guard too, but I'm going to find out for you, Trick. I'm going to see what's happening. And next thing you know, Bobby goes back over to So Unique and Joyce, and they are at the table with Trina and Swerve. And Trina's like, cousin, what's going on? This is messed up. And she's like, no, it's not. She's like, I'm not doing nothing wrong. What are y'all talking about? She said, whatever me and So Unique got going on with each other, he needs to be more so worried about what's going on in his house with his son, with our son and the twins. And baby, everybody is in gag. Like, wait a minute, wait, what? Jay, you sleeping? You smashing both of the twins? What's tea? And baby, the worms have got to open, and everything is going. And Joyce is telling about what she had seen in the club with the film. And baby, his eyes swerving. Trick them threw his hands up. Trick said, "Baby, I don't know. I'm here, and it's too much happening." And then we see Trick and Jay and the twins go off to the side, and you know, Trick is having a conversation with them, and Trick is asking them like, "Y'all, what's going on? What's being talked about? What's happening? Like, tell me." So I won't be caught off guard. So I won't be looking crazy. Because as you see, I've already been caught off guard tonight at one time. Now I'm being caught off again with this information being spread that y'all messing around and you messing around with the twins, and Trick is like, you know, hey, it's fine. Jay can do whatever he wants to do because him and the twins are not biologically cousins. So, you know, Jay wants to fool a lie and mess with them. He can. He want to have a relationship with them. He can. If that's what he wants to do. But Trick just wants to say it. He just wants to know if it's happening and it's going on. Can y'all please tell him, notify him? So guess what? He won't be caught off guard. And next thing you know, Trick gets up, walks out. The twins share that they are upset that Joyce would tell that, bring that up. And then, you know, we get to see Trina and Swerve at the table, and Bobby's giving a speech to his cousin. And, you know, as the speech is being given, y'all, guess who is coming in? Hot Topic. And baby, she says, today is Judgment Day. Anyway, as we're sitting at the table with the crew, Trina is giving the introduction and the premiere to her video and her new single with her husband Swerve. And baby, it looks like it's going to be the tea. Baby, Trina look good. Trina is looking okay. Trina, I see you. The baddest. Don't play with it, okay? Everybody, they having a good time. Everybody's vibing out to the song. They're listening to it. They're enjoying it. It's such a mood. It's a vibe. You can tell everybody is loving it. They're in support. It's okay. So y'all, the video ends, and baby, let's just say we get right into it. Hot Topic comes over to the table. She is basically coming to Trina saying Bobby is the reason why we got these issues, we having these problems. He's the one spreading out this mess about your marriage. And guess what? She's like, I brought you a muzzle because today we're gonna shut you up. And Swerve and Trina just like sitting there, and everybody is just looking like she's so loud that everybody is basically like can hear them. They're going back and forth. Everybody's like looking, trying to figure out like what's gonna happen. And Bobby's like, girl, I ain't did nothing. Girl, that's all you. Everybody already know you the one that run the blog. You the one that put out Trina's marriage certificate. And Trina see Swerve getting worked up, and she's trying to calm Swerve down. And Swerve is like, this a party, this our party. Y'all ain't gonna do this at the party. Y'all ain't gonna do this at the party. And I find it very, very interesting. Then Snoops walks over and stands next to Hot Topic, and he's looking at Hot Topic. I find it very interesting. And then Swerve takes a top off a bottle of water and pours it onto Bobby's head. And I'm trying to figure out, why we pouring water on Bobby when Bobby ain't the one that started all this? But as we have come to see and find out, there is the blame game being played. So I just think it was very telling. And if you see my comment on the video on Instagram, I said this scene was very telling. But y'all, it's been your girl, Pretty Sexy Daughter Brand, aka Stunner Assassin. Until next time, Assassin family. Be safe, be careful, never stop doing you, chase your dreams, and cheers to 2025 and your success that comes forth.